The live. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for coming on today. This is Discovery Natural. My name is Shola. If this is your first time, you know what to do. Just subscribe, follow, and we're so happy to have you. Today, I'm excited to introduce the CEO, founder, owner of SwirlyCurly, Keziah Dhamma. Okay, Dhamma. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, Shola. It's so awesome to be here doing this live with you as well. And what's up, everyone, on the SwirlyCurly YouTube channel? I'm so happy you guys are also tuning in. And then we also have Facebook, right? We got our friends on
Yes,
Facebook that are tuning in. You guys were so
yes,
excited.
yes.
We got so much good stuff to talk to you guys about. And me and Shola, we have been connected through YouTube and the internet for many, many years now. And this is like, today was the first day I think we've had like face-to-face conversation. We're like, oh my God, how are you? And so we're like longtime friends and everything. It's really awesome.
It is, it is. I think I can't remember. That was when the girls were really little and
Yeah,
we first connected then, and that was when you guys were, everything was snappy, snappy, snappy.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
We can totally get into that. Yeah, Shola and her daughters, they were some of the first influencers, YouTubers that tried my products, the snappy hair ties. Right in the beginning, I found them and I loved them, and I was like, hey, can I send you some of my product? And even till this day, I always see your content and somebody has a snappy on their wrist
Yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm so happy we have people. You all please use the message area, the comment area, ask your questions. We're gonna dive right in. I see Shirley. Thank you so much, Shirley, connecting with us on YouTube. I appreciate you so much. We're gonna start right now. I'm gonna just let you guys know. I'm going to move it on to you so that you can give us details about what we're going to talk about today and more information about why we're here. We're mainly talking about how to get that moisturized, defined natural curls. We're having a heat wave right now, right? All over the
Yeah.
world. Maybe except South Africa, the southern hemisphere, maybe they're not having it, but it's crazy and our hair is dry. So over to you, let us know what you think about how to keep our hair moisturized. If you have all the resources you have, products you have, just let me know. Let us know because I am all ears for this.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. So you guys, I'm Keziah Dhamma. I'm founder of SwirlyCurly Hair and also the author of the SwirlyCurly Method, the easy step-by-step guide to getting the curls that you love. And in fact, you guys, I actually just launched this book and we're giving out free books. The book is totally free. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling. And we actually put the link down below in the caption box, or if you're on your phone or anything, you can just text right now. All you have to do is text book. So that's BOOK to 833-589-1326 and you'll get your free book. And again, all you have to do is pay for shipping and handling. But so I wrote this book because I started my curly hair journey, my natural hair journey over 14 years ago, and I was struggling so much. The main thing I needed to do was moisturize my hair, and I had no idea what moisture was. It was very elusive to me. It was like, let me put more oil on my hair, let me put more shea butter, let me just try all the products on the market, and I kept failing at it. And maybe I would find one product, or I would find a new technique or something, or I'd watch a YouTube video and I would get like a little nugget from it, and then I would implement that into my hair regimen, and it would change my hair slightly, but it was never enough. And I felt like my hair could totally be better. And I was like, I know that I haven't maxed out my length for my hair. I know I haven't maxed out my curl definition or my moisture. And so the book is actually really based on the 4 principles of the SwirlyCurly method that go into detail about moisture. It cuts down on the routine so that you're doing your hair within 1 hour a week. So it's about 1 hour to do your hair in the week on wash day, and then you do 5 minutes refresh every day. So it's a simplified routine because we are all busy and we want to get the most bang for our buck out of our products, out of our routine, out of our time. So this is a time saving tool. So you guys, if you don't, if you need help with your hair and you are still wondering, how can I get my hair even better? Definitely get your guys' book. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about how to get moisturized and defined curls and 4 steps. And here's the thing, you guys, I just want to break out saying this is that when it comes to moisture, it's not your products. It's not 100% your products. It's actually your routine. So your routine is going to help bring in moisture. The thing is that everyone focuses on products. It's very similar like working out. You know, some people are like, let me take this like fat burning supplement because once I take that, oh, this is going to help me burn fat. But that's only 20% of the equation. The other 80% of the equation is your routine. So your workout, what you're doing with your workout, and also how you're eating. That's the bulk of it when you're getting in shape. And then you can take supplements that will help supplement you. So it's very similar when it comes to our hair. It's our routine. So I'm going to give you guys the 4 steps right here today. It's also the SwirlyCurly method. So you guys can start to bring more moisture to your hair right now. So Shola, you're saying, oh my gosh, your hair is so dry. What are some of the things that you notice with your hair, like in terms of dryness? Can you just tell me? And also you guys, I know you're like tuning in from YouTube, comment below as well. Tell us what you're noticing about your hair, how it's dry, and also what's your hair type. If you know if you're type 4, type 3, type 2.
Okay, so before I say that, I'm just gonna say hello to Vivian Uche, Jean Wig, hello, and I also say hello to Talita. Thank you so much, Jean Wig. We're gonna answer your question shortly. Lovely Africa, I appreciate you, and Lovely Africa, she has ordered and she's waiting on it. So your book is gonna come, so just wait on there. So to answer your question, some things I noticed. I live in Houston, Texas. It is super hot. And I'm one of those people that try and walk out as best as I can. So now I kind of push my walking around day. I walk around also after my workout on my channel. Try this workout. I don't know why I have that channel, but anyway, that's my channel to motivate myself to get off my butt and work out. So one thing I noticed with my hair feeling dry is sometimes it will feel straw-like, even when I moisturize it. And I know my hair is low porosity, but in the summertime, it acts as if something is going crazy with it. So it feels straw-like. And then once I put products on it, after a while, I'll have to either wash my hair later on. But I've been doing a lot of protective styling. I've been doing a lot of not touching my hair lately because I've been testing out how to be a lazy natural. I'll say more about that. It was a disaster, and I messed up a lot of things. I will never do it again. So that is one of the things that I'm noticing, just the dryness in the hair. So go on, let me shut that off.
Yeah, totally. I know nowadays, you know, everybody's working from home, and I feel like all the distractions or just all the interruptions are so normal. There's been times I've been on calls and I have a 4-month-old baby girl, and I've had to I gotta breastfeed her because she's screaming her head off. So I feel like it's totally normal. I feel like what I like about it is I feel like it's no more this like gloss of like, oh, so perfect. It's like, no, this is real life. Like people are working through, you know, having a family, having, you know, interruptions, having babies, having, you know, all the things. Totally. So Shola, I have some more questions for you then.
Sure.
The reason why I want to dive a little deeper is I feel like people are going to be able to relate to you. They're going to be like, oh my God, I've been doing the same thing. And I'm going to give you guys the answer to change your hair and how to change it and what's going on. So in the summertime, do you add more products to your hair or do you add less, or you just add the same?
I usually add more because I always feel like I just need to coat it just to help all that moisture in and stuff. So I tend to add a little bit more than normal. Yeah.
In the summertime. And what are you adding? Is it like an oil or like a shea butter? Typically you're putting that stuff in so that maybe it's not shrinking up so much as well. Is that why?
Yes, you're right. So lately I've been doing more of a shea butter based kind of product on top of the oils that I'm using. I'm not necessarily using well, I think right now I started using more of the shea butter just to like seal it in more. Just because I was testing, you know me, I'm always testing this, testing that. And the reason why I put my hair into different kind of scenarios, like I did that lazy natural, is because somebody asked me a question about it about 3 months ago. And I said, how can I answer this person's question when I've never put my hair to that state? So now I can answer that person's question like, look, this is what happened to my hair. So
Yeah.
do you? But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. So I bet a lot of people are having similar reactions living in like a very humid place and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And here's what I tell people. So humid places are amazing for our hair because when it comes to actual hydration and moisturizing, it's your routine and then it's also products. So the thing is that when we're doing a routine, a lot of times we change it and we'll change up our products, and most people's routines are always changing. So they're getting crazy results and different results all the time. And that used to be me as well. Like I'd be like, okay, when it's summertime, I have to change my routine and do my hair different. And let me add more products because it's hotter outside. Let me block the sun for my hair. And in fact, that's actually not the way to go. The way to go is to keep a consistent baseline routine. And that's what I actually teach with the SwirlyCurly method. I talk about 4 essential products. So that's a cleansing shampoo, a moisturizing conditioner, a hydrating styling cream, and then like a moisturizing gel. Because there's different variations of gel. There's ones that are, really hard, like hard hold gels and stuff like that. But I focus on a moisturizing gel. And you guys, at the end, when we kind of get closer to the end, we can tell you where you guys can get products that are like this. And so I talk about that. That's the baseline. And then you can add stuff for special styling. But on an everyday basis, you want to make sure you're always using those products, nothing else. So here's the thing that you're doing. So one is you're actually adding more product on your hair, which is actually blocking your hair from actually getting moisture and hydration. Moisture and hydration, you guys, is just water. It's just water. Now, you can have products that also help get more moisture to your hair or help kind of bring in more moisture. And those products are actually water-based products. So most products on the market, or the ones that we are marketed to, if you have a type 3 and type 4 hair, because I'm type 3 and 4, we are marketed these products that are really heavy oil and butter-based because when we put them on our hair, we feel the product on our hair. And we're like, oh, our hair's soft now. Oh, it's moisturized. Oh, it's more pliable. But in fact, it's just product sitting on top of your hair. But what you'll notice when you wash your hair goes stringy, it's drier, it's maybe more breaking and stuff like that. And that's actually because these heavy products, they block out moisture. So they can also sit in, but if you don't have no moisture to begin with, and then you add them on, it's going to block it out. And the majority of people who have low porosity hair, are the ones that suffer the most because, for one, it's already hard for moisture to get into the hair. And then on top of that, if imagine you're adding this oil and this butter, you already have a hard time getting any moisture to wash your hair. So the thing is you actually want to do the opposite. You want to keep your hair like as most lively and vibrant without heavy duty products so that it can take in the moisture from the atmosphere. So your hair should be blooming right now. So you're going to switch your routine and let that moisture get in because it's so humid right now. Another telltale sign if your hair is really hydrated is if you are in a humid place and your hair is shrinking up. If it's just shrinking up, it's taking in all the moisture. It's so thirsty. So it's just shrinking it all up. It's just kind of like our skin. Our skin kind of cracks and stuff when it's dry. It's the same thing. So your hair's shrinking up because it's like protecting itself. So if your hair is shrinking up, if you have more than, I'd say, 15% shrinkage, your hair is definitely dry. You need to remove those heavy products from your hair and let that water get in. Now, of course, when you're transitioning out of something, you're getting out of an example, I always love to do working out because I feel like we've all wanted to get in shape at some point in our life. So it's kind of like removing carbohydrates or removing sugars. There's this like time period where you're transitioning and you might feel bad. You might not look great. You might have a headache, low energy. It's going to be the same thing with your hair. Your hair is going to go through a period of where it's transitioning. So it might still feel like dry. It might even feel even drier. It might be so hard to do your hair. Your scalp might be itching because it's so used to having oils on it and things like that. So your hair, after a few weeks, about 3 to 4 weeks, you'll notice that your hair is going to change and it's going to start to look much better and much healthier. One of the telltale signs about that is that your individual strands, if you look at them now and then if you do this transition, you'll notice they're going to be thicker, because when water gets into your strand, it clumps up. And you'll
Yeah.
notice in your hair, it's not breaking, pieces aren't breaking off. Maybe, it'll just be shedding, like a strand will come out of your hair. So
Yeah.
those are some things that are kind of going on with you,
Yeah.
Shola. It's hard because we want those results now. So we're like, okay, let me add this and add this, but then it's like you have to go through that transition phase, and then you'll start to reap the benefits.
Yeah, and that's really cool. So one person had a question, Jan Wing, and I don't want us to miss that question. She has a question saying, "How do you know if you need a big chop?" So how do you know, like, if you need a big chop? So I'll let you answer that question. I have an answer, but I'll let you answer it.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you know if you need a big chop? So yeah, you know what? And this is what I actually talk about in my book in more details. I talk about transitioning. Um, Transitioning and big chop is only for specific people. I don't recommend everybody to get a big chop because it depends on your personality type.
Yeah.
Some people, like fearless people, are going to be all about it. They're going to cut it off. They're going to embrace it. They're going to put some hoop earrings. They're going to style it. They're going to rock it. Whereas when I did my big chop, I am actually an introvert at heart. I was so self-conscious. I wish I didn't do it because for
Yeah.
me, it consumed my whole mind. And so now, going through the process and being like a natural hair, curly hair educator, I understand that there's different personality types. So, Jan Wang, it depends on who your personality type. How are you? Like if you're, fearless, you want to, cut it off and just do it, and not have to deal with all the slow growth, then go for it. If you are more of an introvert, you're a little bit more shy, conservative, then I would say definitely do a slow grow out. And then ones for like the girls that are kind of in between, you guys can also do protective style grow outs, so doing braids, things like that. And I definitely go into more detail in the book about that. But that would be my answer, is depending on your personality. Because yes, eventually you're going to need a big chop if your hair is broken off on the ends. Like we all
Yeah.
know that that's going to come. But it's like, how comfortable are you with wearing your hair really short? Some people aren't comfortable with TWA. Some people need a little bit more. So just let it grow out and then you'll eventually cut it.
Yeah, and that is so true. This is the first time I've heard somebody put it that way, and it totally makes sense. Because when I transitioned, and my oldest daughter also transitioned, because I did put a texturizer and a relaxer in her hair when she was so young. And I talk about that in the video where I say I relaxed my daughter's hair. So it's very traumatic. So for me to cut her hair down, big chop initially, instead of waiting the 1 year, then it would have been traumatic for her because she was already having that self-esteem issue that, oh, I don't look nice, and she was, I think, 6 or 7 at that time when we started the channel. And for me, I wanted to even learn. I don't remember my natural hair. So for me, I wanted to gradually learn about this thing called being natural. So me transitioning and not doing the big chop was very important because it gave me that time to be able to learn more about it. Now, with Jen Wing's question of how do you know if you need a big chop, I love that personality. I just love just going according to how you feel. And if you're someone that you are currently transitioning right now and you don't know whether it is time for you to do the big chop or not, you just have to know your tolerance. If you've been transitioning and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm frustrated. And I'm just saying, from example, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I can't take this detangling sessions that are from hell anymore. Let me just cut it. I think I've done good enough for a year, and I cut it, and it was like the best decision ever. So it's just up to you. It's really up to you, though.
Yeah, I feel like, again, it's based off of personality, because there will come a time when you do have to cut it, but not everybody's going to be comfortable with wearing short hair, like really short, because it just, it's more of a personal thing. Our hair is so personal to us. Self-esteem is wrapped up in it, success, all of it. So base it off of that versus oh, just because your hair is broke, you need to cut it all. Because then you're going to have to be dealing with this mourning and loss of your hair and your self-esteem and who you are. There's so much wrapped up in it. So go off of how you're going to feel. Yeah. And you know, Shola, I know that we haven't talked that much, but just from your videos and your content, you know, you're not like a big wow out there person, you know, you're sweet, you're genuine, you know, I
Thank
really
you.
a little bit of a private life, you know, probably outside of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I would say for you, the slow transition was probably perfect. I did, I
Yeah.
did, I did kind of like all three. And when I big chopped, I was so not ready because I also moved to a new place and I was dealing with that, like a new city. So it was
Yeah.
a really challenging time for me.
Yeah, and I know in your book you mentioned that you big chop, I believe, 3 times, right? You big
Yeah.
chop 3 times, and it was a struggle. I mean, this book, if you haven't gotten it, you guys order it. It has a ton of information, not only information on the one-on-one personal information about just how she relates with her hair, but also tips on how you can make your hair feel better, look better with not as much effort that everybody's putting in, because I'm a very minimalistic person. And in terms of not doing this, not doing that, I don't have enough time to be doing too much. Earlier on in my natural hair journey, if I had this book, it would have saved me so much headache. I do like a good DIY, but my life right now has been so crazy that I can't do DIYs like that. So the products that Keziah, I always make sure
I know.
I pronounce
Yeah,
your
you're
name
saying
right.
it right though. It sounds so
Yeah,
much better with your accent because my dad is Nigerian and it's
yeah,
Keziah, but you know,
Keziah.
American, I say Keziah. So yeah.
Yeah. So the products that she has, and I believe you're gonna show us some products. Remember, I told you all that when Swirly Curly, we knew our as snappy snappies first started. We started with the hair ties. Not this. This is the your
This is
bigger.
Frankie.
Yeah, these are the bigger ones that I wear. I swear by them. And the hair ties, my daughter has gone to school with hair ties in her hair and on her hand and come home with few left. Why? Because somebody's like, oh, this is so cool. I said, oh, take one. My mom can get
Yeah.
another one. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, girl, and I always tell people we've had some that we've had now for how many years now? I want to say for like 6 years, of about 6 years, 5 years, right? You start okay. So
Yeah.
we've had some. I actually have some that are that old, and that
Yeah.
is just shows the durability of the product. So moving on from those products, the hair ties, she also moved to scarves, okay, to
Mhm.
bonnets.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, introduce some more of your products to us so that we can know more of them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. This is so great. So, you know, I mentioned I'm the founder of Swirly Curly Hair. I also wrote the book. So, what pretty much happened is during my natural hair journey, I was so obsessed with like trying to figure out my whole hair thing that I ended up coming out with I basically started making my own products. And the one thing that I couldn't find on the market to fit around my hair that was like comfortable enough was a hair tie. So I created the snappy hair ties that Shola's talking about. So they snap on and snap off, and you can just put them around your hair. And then through that, I started creating scrunchies and headbands. And then we started making nighttime bonnets because most bonnets, when you'd wake up in the morning, they would be like across the room and they weren't actually protecting my hair. So, yeah, that is the Afro scrunchie that Shola has right there.
Yeah,
And the bonnets, you know, normally were falling off. Perfect. Yeah, you can snap it on and snap it off. Oh, that one looks so good. That one's like so juicy.
I
Cool. And
love
then
it.
happy hair ties are a little bit thinner, and I'll show you guys in a moment. But yeah, and so we started making bonnets as well because you know my hair was still drying up at night because I'm like, this is coming off of my hair, and I really want to protect my edge line and things like that because most people who have, you know, finer textured hair or curly hair often have like, you know, like thinner edges and stuff like that, and you know they would be rubbing off and breaking and things like that. And then we started to come out with our own Moisture Max line. So it's our hair product line. We make shampoo, conditioner, styling cream, and gel. Because again, our customers like all of these styling products are so great, but how do I get moisture to my hair? How do I, you know, detangle my hair and stuff? And so we started to come out with that. And then we ended up writing a book because we found that even though most people have products, they still don't know how to do their hair and they're still not getting the results that they wanted. So through our research, we actually found it's not your products that are really going to give you the most change in your hair. It's your routine. the routine that
Yeah.
you're following and the things that you're doing and the techniques. So it's like, how do you actually add your products to your hair? And that's why whenever you go to a salon, it's the routine. Like they have, a certain way that they like comb your hair and they run their hands through it.
Yeah.
And you notice that your hair looks so much better when you go to the salon than it
Yeah.
does when you
Yeah.
go home. And it's because, and you can take the same products and you can go home and you're like, you know what, this don't even work on my hair. Why did it work at the salon? It's a routine, it's the whole steps. So I give you guys the routine here and the SwirlyCurly method, and you guys can look it through. But I'll also share with you guys the 4 steps, to get the moisturized and defined curls, and then I'll show you guys the products that we were talking about. Because I realized my box is on the other side of my bed, so I have to get
Yeah.
up.
No problem. No problem at all. And I see, thank you so much, Jen. Jen says thank you so much. And Jen is 98% gray.
Okay, I'm
So
pretty much
that's
okay.
another thing. Yeah, so that's another thing to keep note of. She suffers from severe dryness and extreme breakage. So I think the products will work great for you because they're focused on moisture and hydration of your hair, and especially at the top of our head. I think with what Jane is talking about, when you have gray hair, you're always having that issue with moisture. I always see a lot of people come to me, they're like, oh, I have gray hair. My hair just doesn't want to obey me. It's just acting a fool and stuff.
Yeah,
And that happens a lot. And she says, one thing that Jen said was that Jen said that she's 4C/9Z. I've
I
never
see
heard
that.
that
I
before.
see that. Yeah.
And
Um,
super kinky hair. So yeah, so it's very important to know that we women and men that are growing their hair out also encounter the same thing. As you get older, as your hair changes in terms of pigmentation when you're growing, as you go through menopause and all that stuff, things happen and you're like, your hair is not the way, you get thinning, you get all that stuff.
yeah.
Moisture can help. If you have
Mhm.
if you have improved moisture in your hair, of course that can really help. But knowing how to use those products well and understanding what is going on with your hair. So I believe that with this book, as you read this book, you'll be able to understand what is going on in terms of why is your hair working this way, and when you use some products, why are you using those products, and what could those products be causing to your hair? Like if you can't just use any kind of shampoo and then just say, oh, I use a sulfate shampoo and da 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 da, my hair is so dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The main thing, like you said, everything stems from moisture. If you don't have any moisture in your hair, you can't grow it long. It's going to be breaky. You're not going to be able to style it because it's going to be really dry and it's going to be
Yeah.
like sticky and like straw. And then you're just going to have a hard time overall, hard time detangling, hard time styling. You're going to
Yeah.
have a hard time just like enjoying your hair, on a weekly
Yeah.
basis, and it's going to cost you a lot more time. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys the products in a moment, and we'll put the link down below. I think we've already done. So Shola has a discount code for you guys. So if you want to buy any of the products, I think, is it Discovering Natural
Um,
15?
yeah, so that is, I believe that's it's always on all of my in the description area on all of my videos. So that if you look in description area, you'll be able to find it. I'm gonna post it again in the comment area. Let me just
Mhm.
grab it, and you guys will be able to see it right there. And then yeah. So it's
Yeah,
always down there. It's Discovery Natural, one word.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Just Discovering Natural.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
Discover
okay.
Natural one word.
Yeah, and if you guys use that code on the Swirly Curly Hair website, so swirlycurlyhair.com, you guys can get 15% off of any products, your entire order. And we
Yeah,
also have the Mango Moringa Moisture Max line, and that's the one that we launched, when I realized that everything stems from moisture. If you don't have moisture in
yeah,
your hair, you can't have anything else.
yeah,
So that's why on a weekly basis, we recommend using those products so that you're getting moisture. And then on top of that, if you want to style, if you're like, you know what, I want more curl definition than I'm getting with the gel, then you can get a really strong hold gel. Or if you're, going swimming and stuff like that, you can put some oil on your hair to avoid getting, the chemicals in. But I talk to you guys, I talk to you in the book of when to use oils, when to use butters, but on a daily basis, it's kind of like, again, when you're trying to get in shape, you're not always going to have that donut. Maybe you might have a cheat
mhm,
day on Monday. It's the same with the oils and the butters. They're kind of like the cheat, the cheat meals or whatever. Because the thing is that it helps your hair if you use it right. But most oils and butters on the market, they're really, really heavy, and they coat your hair. So the only times I recommend oils and butters is if you're doing a twist out, if you really want to do like an elaborate style and you need a little bit more of a hold. An oil, sometimes if it's really, really dry outside and it's like windy and like, there's not that much moisture out in the atmosphere. So then I would say, go ahead, at home, do your wash day. You're going to be getting moisture into your hair because you have warm water going in your hair. Your cuticles are starting to open. The water's going in. You're putting your moisturizing products. And then you can put an oil on top to seal that moisture in, and then throughout the week, you can put a little bit more water in your hair. But I don't recommend putting oil on your hair every day. And I talk about that in the book as well. So let me talk about the 4 steps. I'll just briefly talk about that, and then we can show you guys the product, and we can answer any questions that you guys have. And then also we'll share with you guys, we're doing a masterclass, Shola and I. It's actually going to be next week on Monday. Yeah. So because this is just kind of like an introduction, you guys were, letting you guys know about the book and things like that. But on the masterclass, we're going to dive really deep. I have a whole presentation, and I explain in more detail about the whole process of how to get more moisture into your hair. I talk about the Curl College program that I offer. So I teach women, the 4 steps in video format and so much more. So once you do the baseline of the course, you know how to get moisture to your hair and you get your curls defined. Then we talk about hair growth. Then we talk about styling, and then we talk about all the fun stuff or whatever. But if you don't have that first, all that other stuff's not going to matter because you're still going to be struggling with your hair. But yeah, so the 4 steps are so simple and easy. You do it on a weekly basis, and you do this consistently every single week. You don't change it. And you do this especially for at least, the first 6 weeks so that your hair can really get moisturized. And the 4 steps are: 1, it's just cleansing your hair with a clarifying shampoo. So this is once a week, cleansing your hair with a clarifying shampoo. A lot of shampoos are clarifying. Some are better than others. You'll kind of notice if you turn the bottle around and that you can see some of the first ingredients are water and things like that. Those are going to be more clarifying shampoos. And then the second step that you want to do is you want to condition and detangle your hair at the same time. So I get this question a lot. People are always asking, well, how long do I condition my hair for? And when I started my natural hair journey, I was leaving conditioner in my hair like overnight, or I would leave it in for the entire week. I don't know, Shola, if you still do that or not, or done that in the past. Yeah, because
I don't even do the overnight. I'm like so against the overnight one.
So good. Yes. Yeah. But most people aren't, because so many people just want that moisture and they don't know how to get it. And we think, oh my God, conditioning, when we condition our hair, we get like a zap of moisture and our hair feels softer. And we're like, well, if we do more of it, this should work, right? And actually it can be the opposite. It can really dry out your hair. So I tell people to only condition as long as it takes you to detangle your hair. So if it takes you 30 minutes to detangle your hair, then once you're done, just rinse out the conditioner. You don't need to do any more or any less. Just consistently do that on a weekly basis. The best thing you can do for your hair is be consistent. That's like anything else in life. If you're consistent working out, you're going to get results. If you're consistent with your business, you're going to get results. Shola can tell you she's been consistent with her YouTube channel for like 10 years now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's grown, and your Facebook has grown, and it's all from consistency, just showing up every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be consistent with your hair. So once you detangle and all that, then you're going to move on to your styling products. So most people get this wrong when it comes to styling products. They'll add 4 or 5 different things on top of their hair. And again, this blocks out moisture. What you want to do is only add 2 products. So one is a styling cream or a leave-in conditioner. I prefer styling creams because I find they're a little bit thicker, a little bit more moisturizing. And then you want to add a soft hold gel. Now, I know there might be people out there that are like, I don't like gels, my hair's crunchy and stuff like that. And I get that. There are a lot of gels that are alcohol-based and they can dry out your hair. But again, the Mango and Moringa Moisture Max line that we're talking about, we have a soft hold gel. So it's a botanical gel. So it's actually a moisturizing, and it's going to help lock in moisture to your hair and define the curls. So it's not sticky, it's not crunchy, it's not going to shrink up your hair and things like that. It's actually there to moisturize your hair. So I always prefer a gel, especially a soft hold, because it's a water-based gel, and a lot of times it's, you know, gonna bring more moisture to your hair but still define the curls. That's why I prefer this over anything else. And then those were the that was the third step, so adding your styling products. And then the fourth step is protection. How are you protecting your hair? So, you know, there's multiple ways to do it. You can wear a bonnet at night, a headscarf, a satin pillowcase. And in fact, I'm here in my room. I have my satin pillowcase over there. We started making satin pillowcases, and they're amazing, especially if you're the type, like, you don't like anything on your head. If it's too hot at night, which it is for a lot of us right now because it's summertime, and if you're trying to hide it from your man, you don't want to put on a bonnet at night and be like, what is this? What are you wearing?
I do the bonnet. I told my husband last night I was about to go to bed, and I always have the satin pillowcase, and I love your satin pillowcase. I always have the satin pillowcase, and I was in bed. I was having a bad migraine last night, and I just laid in bed, and I went and I said, "Oh, I forgot my bonnet." And my husband was like, "Oh." I jump out of bed, grab my bonnet, put it back on, and I slept. But lately I've not been liking putting bonnets on my head because I get so hot. We have the AC on, we have the fan on. There's something with this heat wave going on. So I do understand that. And if you're a lady that you're going through menopause or premenopause, you have that internal heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, satin pillowcases are amazing.
yeah.
Really. And again, you guys, the link down below for the SwirlyCurly site, you guys can pre-order. We have satin pillowcases that we're going to be launching in August, so just next month, and you can pre-order. You can get your discount as well. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure you guys get some. And Shola, once we get them in, I'm going to send you some. So
oh, okay, sure, cool. Yeah, so you guys, as I said earlier, satin pillowcases are amazing. So please invest in that. If you're still using a cotton pillowcase in 2022, what's up with you?
Yeah, so, the thing I know, and I want to tell people, when it comes to cotton, just imagine when you're hot and it's summertime, people wear linen, they wear cotton, they wear these drying fabrics so that it can take the moisture off of their bodies and not hold moisture. So that's what's happening. It's taking moisture from your hair and drying it out. When you have satin, just think of like a silk dress. You know, we have silk dresses, slip dresses. You never want to wear that in a humid climate because you know that wet, like your sweat is going to be stuck and it's going to stick to you, that dress, you know? And you're like, I'm going to have all these sweat stains. And it's because it's there to keep in the moisture. The fabric is keeping the moisture. So that's why satin is so important, or silk. Either one is fine. The reason we focus on satin is just way more affordable, and it really does the same thing. So
exactly.
So we focused on satin. So then the last one is, again, protecting your hair. How do you protect your hair at night? Also, how are you protecting your hair during the day? Because a lot of people think, you know, let me just use this elastic hair tie to put up my hair, you know, and they'll just wrap it up real quick, not knowing that the fabric that's on there is going to snap off their hair. I remember I had a lot of hard time growing my hair longer, like the back, like, you know, you could say your kitchen, like it was really short. It was always breaking, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it was every time I was putting my hair up, like in a ponytail, the fabric from the hair ties were breaking it off. And eventually, once I realized that, that's when that was my first invention, the snappy hair ties. And that's when I was like, oh my God, like this is so much better. And I've never used an elastic hair tie ever since. All of my friends use snappies. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And I love how you broke down the steps and stuff. I know we do have some questions that are popping up. Did you want us to take some questions now?
Yeah, let's take some questions, and then I'll show you guys the product because I gotta go. I gotta grab them over there.
No problem. Okay, so with Melissa, thank you so much for being patient while you asked that question. I shared a question, which was, what's the best way to cover up gray hair besides using hair dye?
That's such a great question. And you know what? The one that I recommend right now, because I haven't found a better way to do it, but is henna. You can use henna because it can color, you know, the grays and stuff like that. And it's the healthiest way. I haven't done enough research to look for like a healthier hair dye version and stuff. But I would recommend henna.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do a hair dye, you just have to be super vigilant about your routine and stay on it. But it's possible to have hair dyeing, like dye your hair and still have great hair and have moisture and all of that. You just have to really take care of your hair. There'll be like no slacking on anything. You got to stay
Yes.
consistent with your routine and stuff like that, to get the results that you want. But that's my number one recommendation is the henna.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I mean, I feel like gray hair, we can't escape it, but we can
Hmm.
definitely slow down the process. And I know that a lot of times it's the oxygen, like it's the way that like like oxygen, it goes into our bodies and then it turns it gray and stuff like that. And we know that, stress is one of the
Yeah.
biggest causes, obviously age and stuff like that. But I do know that like, there's like these oxygen chambers that they're coming out. So this is new, like health and biohacking stuff that you can go in and do. I've never tested this before, but I know that it can reverse gray hairs. And I
Oh,
swear, every
wow.
time I have a kid, I get more and more gray hairs. Like there's a period of where I just get a ton of gray hairs when I have
Yeah.
a new baby, because it's stressful. I'm having a baby and I'm like going to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
It's like, it's just introducing a new family member. But then after about a year and a half, I noticed that they slow
Mhm.
down and I'm like, oh, it's definitely the
Yeah.
stress. So, as long as you guys can focus on less stress in your life, you can slow down that process too. That's another way to combat
Yeah.
them than rather than just completely, accepting, oh, I'm gray. Like in general, eliminating stress or reducing it from your lifestyle is just going to give a better effect on you overall. But henna is the best
Yes.
thing I've come up with so far. If I come up with anything else, I'm going to let you guys know. And I'm going to write this down too.
Yes.
I'm going to keep doing
That's
research.
good because we always get a lot of those questions. And I personally haven't used henna by itself. I've used Ayurvedic herbs and all that stuff that do have a little bit of henna in it. But
Hmm.
using henna all by itself, for some reason, the whole process just makes me nervous. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just when people talk about, oh, yeah, I do this, then I wrap my head and I wait, and I don't know. And then the oxidization kind of changing the color, when it's red. Uh,
Hmm.
anyway, so we also had Jan also wanted to see if we can touch on how protein treatments are used in the moisturizing routine. And I know in your book you do talk about
Um,
different routines and okay, you're back.
it's
Okay,
yeah,
so what I
cutting
was
out.
saying, what I was saying was that if you could touch a base about how protein treatments are used in moisturizing routine.
That's so great, to talk about protein treatments, because there's a lot of kind of misinformation out there about it. And I actually go into detail about it in the book, you guys. So this book is jam
Yes.
packed with so much information. Again, the book is free. All you do is pay for shipping and handling. I think it's like $10. And we'll ship
Mhm.
it out to you guys immediately. And we put the book, the links down below for you guys to sign up, or you can just text, and the number is 833-589-1326, and you just have to text book. So that's BOOK to get the book. But in terms of protein treatments, so it depends on your hair porosity is the
Yeah.
thing, because low porosity hair, it already has a hard time taking in any moisture, and protein treatments are like the way that they're formulated, they're really thick. It's a thick
Mhm.
product, so it can't really go in and penetrate, and it's also there to patch up the cuticles. So if your cuticles are really open, like just imagine the hair strand and then it has the cuticles, like little pieces that like open. If your cuticles are really open, that's like a high porosity. You need help to patch that and kind of close it so that you can keep more moisture. Because
Mhm.
high porosity, it's easy for moisture to come in, but also to go out. Now,
Mhm.
for low porosity hair, which I'm kind of assuming most of us have low porosity hair on here, it's even hard to get moisture into the hair. So imagine patching up those cuticles that are already patched up is going to be even harder to get moisture in. So when it comes to a protein treatment for low porosity, I recommend once a quarter. Just once a quarter. I don't think you need it any more than that. And here's the telltale sign is that when you do a protein treatment, your hair is going to start to feel stringy and dry. So you do a protein treatment, then add a conditioner or deep conditioning right afterwards, but you don't have to leave it in for super long. And then, detangle, finish your process. Maybe your hair might feel a little stringy and a little dry for like a week, But on the next week, if it still feels like that, then it lets you know that your hair does not need an additional protein treatment. Just go without it. But
Yeah.
medium porosity can have protein treatment, and then high porosity maybe once a month, I would say, to kind of patch those cuticles up to help the moisture to stay in the hair. But that's pretty much my thing. I say once a quarter for protein treatments. You don't need any more. You definitely don't need it on a weekly basis.
Yeah. So I know, let's talk about your products, because Lively Stone 93, she wants to know about some good deep conditioners. So that's a good segue into your product line. So I'm gonna let you have the
Okay.
floor.
Okay, you guys. Well, so let me get the products. I'm gonna go and grab them. They should be under there. I
Yes.
have one in the bathroom. I got so excited and I sat down and I was like telling Shola, I was like, oh, I'm gonna show their products, and I forgot before we went live to go grab them.
Yeah, go ahead. So, in the meantime, I want to say big hello to people coming in. Edward, hello, how are you? So nice to see you on here. Yay. And I also see, thank you, Lively Stone 93, for coming in. I appreciate you. PSR 076, girl, I just thank you so much for coming on. Mahilia Villis, oh goodness, sorry if I if I didn't pronounce your name well. Thank you so much, Hilaire. So nice to see you. And thank you, Melissa, for asking a question. And Jane, thank you so much. Kim, so nice to see you on here. I appreciate you. And I also see Miriam Mazima. Thank you so much. You all, please text BOOK book to the phone number 833 589 1326 to get your free copy of the Swirly Curly Method book. You're going to get free books, and then you just pay for the shipping and handling, right? So free plus shipping and handling. Text class, CLASS, to the same number, 833 589 1326, to sign up for the free live masterclass, which we're going to have on Monday. Monday is going to be here. I also want to say hello to Angie, lovely Africa. Hello to you, Talitha and Vivian and Shirley. So nice to see you. So if you guys are online, please write a message. I see D Natural and Letha. Letha is waiting on the book. So you're going to get your book. Kim already has the book and loves it. It's a wonderful book, says Kim. And Claudia, all the way from Claudette. Yes, Claudette, all the way from UK. Thank you so much for coming in. I always like knowing, where's everybody coming from? Please, please,
Yeah.
please. And yes, do you text the word? Yes, you text the word BOOK to that same number. Yeah, so please text the book BOOK to that. It's a good read. It's a very easy read. Let me just say something about the book before we go into the products. There's a section on here that people always ask me, how do I grow my hair? How do I grow my hair? Blah, blah, blah. There's a section in here that gives a lot of tips in terms of what to do when you grow your hair, tips on growing your hair. Chapter 10 especially talks about growing and retaining length and scalp health. If you guys don't know, your scalp health is one of the most important things when it comes to growing your hair. Not only what product should I use, right? So I'm going to tell you tip number 5. You don't, number 1, it says take care of your hair. Your mane is becoming healthier and longer when you care for the hair you already have, right? So please, that one just tells you you have to take care of what you already have. We just like look at the cup half empty and say, oh, I just want long hair. Well, you take care of the one you have right now, let it thrive and move on. Let's go on to show us the products and
So you guys,
yeah.
Mango Moringa line, I have 3 of the products. I'm looking for the 4th one. But so there's 4 products and they go with each step pretty much of the, Swirly Curly method, the 4 steps that you need. So first we have the shampoo. That's the one I'm missing here. But we have the shampoo. It's a cleansing shampoo. So what you're going to feel like is your hair is going to be cleansed, but it's not going to be stripped of its natural oils. Now, then we have the conditioner. Of course, we all want a conditioner that's going to add moisture back into our hair and also have great slip. So it's easy to detangle our hair. And that's the conditioner that we have here. And then we have our styling cream. So it's a thick styling cream, but it's not like a shea butter or oil that you're going to put on your hair. And this is going to hydrate. It's really nice when you add it to your hair, and it helps to seep in a lot quicker. Sometimes product can just sit on the hair, especially if you're low porosity. And then we have the gel to help seal in that moisture. And this is the SwirlyCurly Mango Moringa Moisture Max Slime. The whole thing about this line that was really the most important part is that it's a water-based slime. So most products are oil-based, butter-based for dry hair and stuff like that. But as we know, is water is the moisturizing element and everything. And so this is based with water. So it's all about moisture here. And then you have obviously the fourth one. So there's 4 of those. And then of course we talked about bonnets. So this is my favorite bonnet. So I know it's hot out and everything, but this one is so great, especially if you want to make sure that your edges lay flat, or if you just want to kind of lock in a style too. But we have these adjustable satin bonnets. And here's the thing is that before, when bonnets were falling off of my hair, I was like, what's the deal? And I'm like, oh, because it like the band was stretching out or it didn't fit. So we made it adjustable so it can fit for your hair type and how much hair you have on your head and your head, like your head size. So there's small, medium, large, there's different snaps. And let me just show you guys what it looks like, because I feel like, you know, some of us, we still want to look cute. So I made sure that it's also cute. It's not just, you know, something as like a utility tool. It's also like stylish, you know, so we can still feel beautiful at night. And it has a beautiful velvet. So this is one of my favorite ones. We also have black as well. If you guys, you know,
my daughter has that same one that you have, that color. She loves it. My youngest daughter, she's one of those kids that she's going through a phase right now as a teenager where she doesn't like me touching her hair, and she likes wearing her hair out like you. A lot. She wears her hair out a lot. So in the night, she will twist up her hair, put on a bonnet, and her sister has this thing where she'll run to her and just snatch it off. And she gets so, and so I always expected 7:30, I'm waiting, all her hair is, you know, stop, give me my bonnet. It's something I'm like, okay, she just finished doing her hair, and her sister just,
Oh my
but
God, that's
it's
so
really
hilarious.
nice.
Oh, kids, I'm in for it. I already know. Because I have 2 daughters now. They're young, but definitely there. One other product that we came out with recently, and I absolutely love, and you guys, if you come on the masterclass, we'll talk about this more, but it's our curl defining hair dryer. Shola, did we send one of these to you?
No, I've not yet gotten that.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna make sure you got one. So this is my favorite because a lot of times, like on wash day, and this is part of the SwirlyCurly method, is it's gonna take you 1 hour from start to finish to do your hair, and you'll be ready to go out the door. So today I did my hair this morning, and this took me about 45 minutes because I barely dried it. It's still drying, but I use the Curl Definer hair dryer. So it's a curly hair dryer. It's made for curly hair. It only has 2 settings, so it's medium and high, or sorry, low and high, so that it doesn't get too hot for your hair. And when it's like low and high, it's just the amount of air coming out, but it's temperature controlled. So it's not going to burn your hair. It's not going to break off your hair. It's gentle on curly hair. It also has this quick drying nozzle, so you can use the nozzle to direct the heat so that you're eliminating frizz, or you can take it off. One other thing is that because curly hair, you know, when we go on vacation or we go somewhere, we got to take all of our products. So I wanted to make sure that we could take this with us. So travel size. So in terms of travel size, it's not a smaller dryer than other dryers. It's a standard size, but it's travelable instead of just being a big thing. So this is the Curl Definer hair dryer. I absolutely love it. Like people absolutely love it. It's so good. And this really helps with the routine to speed up drying time and things like that. So highly, highly recommend if you guys wanted that. But yes, this is some of the products. We obviously showed you the scrunchies. We have the snappy hair ties here that are gentle for your hair. They do the same thing as the, oh, sorry, you have a call? You need my phone. Okay, sorry. I have my husband needing my phone. Here you go. I think because sometimes like we have there's so much like scamming out there. So now
Yeah.
it's like you have to get a text code to log into something. And
Yeah.
so honestly, like all throughout the week, he's like getting my phone. I'm like calling him. I'm like, can you send me that text code? So I think that was happening.
I know. That's like, and I have a traveling husband. So
Yeah.
sometimes when I want to do something, I always have to plan it accordingly that, okay, I know it's not on the plane, it's not flying. And I'm just like, okay, send me the test code. And it's like, can we just go back to the number where I said no because they're stealing our stuff?
Right. Yeah. You got to be careful about that. I
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
so important, but I'm so glad that they've implemented
Oh,
this
yeah.
because it's gotten really out of control with fraud and stuff. And you guys,
Yeah.
just anything, any numbers you don't know, any links, don't click them because they will get you like that. I will tell you
Yeah.
because we definitely
Yeah.
been hacked before and it's not fun.
No.
Yeah, these are the snappy hair ties. They unsnap to go on your head, and you can put it around your hair, and then you can snap it back on. The great thing about this is that you can add multiple ones. So if you have a lot of hair, like myself, Shola does too.
I
I
love that.
and I'll put this behind my head, and then I'll go and I'll snap it on, and then I can just move it up to put my hair in like a gentle puff, so that
Yeah.
it's not big off my hair. So I just walk it up, and then I'll just put it on like this, and then my hair will go
Yeah.
up, and then I'll like go work out or do, gym or whatever, and then I'll just unsnap it to take it off. Or you can even tie it tighter. So what I do is
Mhm.
I cross it and then bring it in tighter. I know you guys have saw those people on social media with, their shoestrings just kind of pulling it and it going tighter. You can do the same
Yeah.
thing with it and
I
tighten it.
love I love taking because I don't know if you can get like different colors,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are still doing that, but in the past, what I'll do is that and I did that with my girls also, we'll connect different colors and then we'll use it as headband. So people will say,
Yeah.
"We can find those headbands," and I'm like, "They're not headbands, they're hair ties." And say, "Oh," then I'll show them the snaps going around. And like,
So
oh,
good. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I know we don't do the other colors right now, but we're gonna come out
yeah,
with probably next year. We've had a lot of requests since we sold out of the
yeah,
pink and purples and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I know we're gonna be wrapping up. Just want to let you guys know. If you guys want more details around your hair, you want more education, like Sola said, we are having a live masterclass. So it's gonna be next week. You
Yeah.
can text class, that's CLASS, to the same number as the book.
Mhm.
So that's 833-589-1326. And then you can get the link for the masterclass. So if you're going
Mhm.
to do both, if you want the book and the masterclass, text book first, the BOOK, and then you'll get the link. And then you text class as well to that same number, and you'll get the link for the masterclass.
Yeah.
We've also put it in the description box below the videos and on Facebook and things like that. So make sure that you guys also, you can just click the link and sign up as well. And then for any other products, if you guys want to, you don't want to wait for the masterclass and stuff like that, and you want to get some SwirlyCurly products, because you are Soyla's subscribers, her audience, her fan, her sisters, I should say, because I feel like it's not fans. Like, this is a community here. We just are
Yes, it
all
is.
sisterhood. You guys can use Discovery Natural at the SwirlyCurlyHair.com website. You get 15% off of anything you purchase. So use that code, and then yeah, what else? I think that's it. So yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy this time we have together. I always love when I find brands that they've been in existence for a long time, they keep on growing, because what I see with your brand is not stagnant, it's growth.
Yeah.
It's coming from just hair ties to now full blown accessory products to hair products and even a book. I just admire you so much. I'm looking at more things, maybe a salon later on where
I
you
know.
just
I've thought about that. I'm like, oh,
you
I'm
know
like, slow down because I'm moving too fast.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then, and as a mother, as a parent, our whatever we do, no matter how young your children are, they also look up to you. And you'll be surprised as they get older too. This is not just your business, this is our business with your supportive spouse. There's nothing greater than a supportive spouse, trust me.
Yeah.
So I totally wish you well. I see a lot of people in the comment area talking about how they love the products, talking about how the book has helped them, how they love the book. And the hair dryer, that thing you did with it to make it, I was just like,
I
because
know,
I'm
right?
traveling, with me always I'm traveling sometimes and fitting
Yeah.
in those air dryers. I don't use air dryers so much. But when I have to do it, I'll just like, okay, we're not gonna do that this time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate Jan just said she has learned so much today, and she's ordering a book today. You all please take opportunity and order that book, and it's free. Just pay shipping and handling, and of course please join us on Monday. Next Monday we'll tell you what time for
Yeah.
the master class. Usually if you go to some master classes they charge a hand and a leg and a tooth.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is totally free, so yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And this has been wonderful and to be here with
Thank you.
your community. Thank you so much, Shola. And
Thank you.
yeah, I look forward to next week. You guys will be back. More woman power. We're going to talk about
Yes.
more in depth. We gotta give you little nuggets, and then we'll give you like more nuggets next week. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Naduela. Thank you so much. And if you guys are watching this on the replay, please keep on leaving your questions. Also contact Swirly Curly on their website if you have any other questions. I appreciate you guys. And with that, I'll bid you adios. Okay, au revoir. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Okay.